County Supervisor Jim Desmond, and that lonely man joins us right now. Sir, thanks for being here. You're the only person in the supervisory board with common sense, I guess. You got voted down, but it sounds like your sheriff is with you. So my question is, practically speaking, what does this mean for San Diego County?
Well, if the sheriff's not willing to enforce it, and that was good news. I didn't get that until after we had voted on it. But, you know, it means status quo, that law enforcement still will work with ICE for the higher level crimes that they're allowed to here in the state of California. And what my colleagues tried to do is put a block in there for ICE for our law enforcement to work with ICE. And they wanted to put another layer of bureaucracy hindering law enforcement's working with ICE. And we're talking about felony crimes. We're talking about rape. We're talking about kidnapping. We're talking about using a weapon in a crime. So these are not petty crimes that we're talking about. But I think this is just kind of a knee-jerk reaction to the Trump election and kind of chest thumping by my colleagues, where hopefully now the sheriff has pulled the rug out from under him.
Do your fellow supervisors realize what they're doing, though? When you have other adjacent states who are trying to get on board with what the voters stood up for in electing President Trump as the next president, that they're creating a haven for illegal migrants,
right,
illegal migrant criminals, but also they're creating an even greater financial burden on the people of your community.
Yep.
Well, absolutely. But unfortunately, coastal California did not really get the message that the rest of the country got. And here in San Diego County, we're a coastal community. And the left, I'm on the wrong end of a 3-2 board of supervisors here in San Diego County. But, we're right on we're the front doormat to California here, where Governor Newsom puts out the red carpet for receiving migrants. You can see there on your screen, you've got, the boats that come on shore to our beaches. We get 3 or 4 boats a week, where people just get off the boats and they walk into our neighborhoods abetted, and law enforcement can't do anything about it because of our sanctuary status. Now, once they commit a heinous crime, law enforcement does get to work with ICE, but only under those circumstances. And so local law enforcement, or even arresting people that just come across the border or just got off the boats, they can't do it.
Okay, so the sheriff's with you. I mean, it's always a battle, right? It's like the people have to deal with the problem are on the side of reason, and then you've got the supervisors who aren't. So if the sheriff's going to do her job, can you, as a minority in that supervisory board, help her do that? Like, how do you work together to solve the problem when, the rest of your supervisors don't seem to get it?
Well, everything comes down to votes. But I do think, just by, speaking out and, getting a lot of good comments or, feedback from fellow residents here on both sides of the aisle who say this is craziness. So I think, giving her, our sheriff some cover by, letting people know and be aware of what's happening, and the fact that, she's taken the high road here with this and enforcing state law, even though I disagree with much of our sanctuary law here in California. But this carve out of certain crimes that allow law enforcement to work with ICE, our sheriff is willing to go forward and keep that up as opposed to the Board of Supervisors. Our sheriff here is an elected sheriff. The Board of Supervisors are elected as well. So the sheriff can act on her own. So I'm happy to see that she's with us on this item.
Unfortunately, Jim, you live in a state where all low-income illegal migrants are eligible for state Medicaid. First in the nation. California to roll that out, and we'll see how that plays out because it just happened early this year. Jim Desmond, great to see you, sir. Thank you so much. Hang in there.
Yeah, hang in there is right.
Thank you.